Hi, everyone. If you can hear me and see the screen, type yes into the question box. Thank you for joining the Mentorship Program webinar. My name is Ashley Barnes, and I'm the Assistant Director for the Mentorship Program here at American University. Today, I'll talk about the program options, Mentorship DC and Mentorship England. You can ask questions throughout the presentation by typing them into the question box. We'll have staff answer them as we go along. If you have questions about admissions decisions or financial aid, please reach out to your AU regional representative. By joining the mentorship program at American University, you'll be able to set the foundation for academic success while gaining work experience. Joining me today are 3 mentorship program alums. Before we jump in, I'll have them introduce themselves.
Hi, my name is Zachary Gradishar, and I attended the mentorship program in the fall of 2018. I am from Chicago, and my major is public relations and strategic communications. The best part about AU is how diverse and inclusive it is.
Hi, my name is Carson Lee Gallo. I attended the mentorship program in the fall of 2018. I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina, and my major is biology. And the best part of American University is the diversity.
Hi, my name is Neha Milvaganen, and I also attended the mentorship program in the fall of 2018. I'm from San Francisco, California, and my major is political science. And to me, the best part of AU was making close connections with my professors.
Thanks, guys. Throughout the presentation, you'll hear our alumni speak about their experiences in the mentorship program. In the Washington Mentorship Program, you'll be able to intern in DC while taking classes at AU. The program is cohort-based and considered a living learning community, which means that mentorship students take classes together and live together. Students live on campus and will have access to all AU's resources. So I'll let our alumni speak about their experiences in a live and learning community.
I thoroughly enjoyed living together and taking classes with the mentorship students, as it enabled me to develop close relationships and form valuable friendships. The best part is that since we take classes together and live together, it was easy to form study groups and work on group projects.
I agree with Zach. It was good to live with people who were in the program because you experienced the same classes and also had an internship, so you could relate to the people. Everyone was really supportive, and Neha, Zach, and I are all on the same floor, and we are in the same friend group, so this program helped find our friends.
Yeah, I also personally loved living with the people in my program. I was able to make friends with the people on my floor and the people I also took classes with. And it was also really useful because since we all have classes with each other, if you ever needed help with homework or a project, it was nice to have a classmate down the hall to help me. Some of my best friends now are also in the mentorship program, and we're just so close. And we actually just went to spring break. We had spring break together, and we went to Montreal. So I really enjoyed living together and taking classes with all my friends.
As a mentorship program student, you'll take classes that align with American University's new core curriculum, which focuses on developing student inquiry, creating lifelong learners, and learning across different disciplines. The AU core also incorporates elements of exploring your career, intercultural understanding, and learning about inquiry. Both the AU core and mentorship program set the foundation for success and development as a student, while keeping you on track to graduate in 4 years' time. Mentorship students can take up to 17.5 credits in the fall semester. The credits will follow you to the spring semester and your degree program at AU. All students take the 4 courses listed here at the top: Intercultural Understanding, Mentored Field Practicum, College Writing, and the American University Experience course. Students can also take 1 or 2 additional courses, including Intro to College Inquiry, Politics in the U.S., and a basic math or stats class. So to our alumni, what was your experience like in classes?
My favorite class in the mentorship program was intercultural understanding because it allowed me to become more knowledgeable and educated on various different cultures and their practices. And this also was very crucial because living in DC, you work and live with those who pertain to various different ethnicities and races. So being in the city and taking the class just made it that much more diverse.
My favorite class was also intercultural understanding. My professor made it really easy for us to understand the material, which was mostly about diversity and inclusion. And yes.
My favorite class was actually the Mentored Field Practicum class, and I really enjoyed this class because it reminded me of almost like a homeroom class that you have in high school. And we got to work on like real life skills and like things that we would need in the future. And we did things like resume workshops and talked about like interviews and also like the future, like law school or med school perhaps. So I really enjoyed the Mentored Field Practicum class because of that.
So here's an example of what your week would look like as a mentorship student. As you can see, Tuesdays and Fridays are your internship days, and your classes are taken on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Our alumni can speak to how they balance their classes, internship, and other extracurricular activities.
So coming in as a freshman in the mentorship program, I was really anxious and worried about how I was going to balance both a full academic course load and a 2-day per week internship. But once I started with the program, easing into it made the whole process that much easier. But one thing to note is that if you are having difficulties balancing, work life, school, and social life, feel free to reach out to any professors during their office hours because they are here to help you. And there are a variety of other on-campus resources available if you need them as well.
I personally thought that balancing school life and work life was not that hard. There were some days when you have to finish that assignment and you just have to crank it out, but there was other days where you could just relax and hang out with your friends. And also, another way to help get through those homework assignments and projects is by going to your professors office hours. It's really helpful because they teach with you one-on-one and you can really learn the material. And also, if you struggle with math or writing, we have a math and writing center which can help you with your homework or studying for a test or an essay, and it literally has saved my life so many times.
So balancing your schedule while having an internship and still participating in clubs and activities on campus took some time and hard work for me, but it's completely doable. I really enjoyed having an internship day in the middle of my week because it gave me a break from my regular classes and it gave me an opportunity to leave campus twice a week. The days you have an internship, you won't have any classes, so that makes it a lot easier. And I would definitely recommend not procrastinating because your work ends up piling up and it's not fun to sit in your dorm on the weekends doing homework. Going to professors' office hours definitely helped me stay on task because it gave me one-on-one time with my professors to go over course material or just to chat about what's going on. And it clearly showed at the end of the semester. And I still go to my professors' office hours today, so.
So over the summer, mentorship staff will help students write a resume and cover letter. Resume and cover letter advising takes place in June and July. Once this is complete, students will gain access to our internship database. Most students do not find an internship over the summer, but we do expect them to start their search by using the database. Our Director of Experiential Education, Amy Murrill, holds online advising sessions over the summer each week to help students with their internship search. By the time you come to campus in August, you'll be ready to launch your search into full swing, and we'll help you every step of the way. We do have an internship fair on the first day of classes where over 100 organizations participate. Students will be able to hand out their resume and cover letter and make personal connection with organizations they are interested in. About 90% of students have an internship by the second week of classes. So since finding an internship can be nerve-wracking, our alumni can speak to what it was like for them when they were going through the internship search process.
So when I started the internship search process, I made sure to start working on my resumes and cover letters over the summer. And I recommend doing that sooner rather than later, because if you do that, you are able to be in constant contact with mentorship staff throughout the summer, so you aren't going through that process alone. I did that way when I came to American in the fall. I was more prepared and I felt more comfortable when searching for internships.
I agree with Zach. Starting your resume and cover letters during the summer with the mentorship staff's help is amazing because you see what your resume is actually supposed to look like and what a normal cover letter is supposed to look like also. So you can get that done before you get to school. And your cover letters, when you get to school, you can start to make them more specific to the internships you're applying to. When you get to school, you obviously wanted to start to apply to internships over the summer, but when you get to school, you normally apply to more. I thought it was pretty hard to apply to internships. I applied to 11 and only got responses from 5, and some of those responses were saying you can't do this internship, and but it was a good experience for like real life situations. Like this is what people in the real world go through, but I thought it was good.
Yeah, I agree. I think finding an internship depends person to person. I came into the program like knowing what I wanted to do and what kind of jobs I wanted to apply for. So for me, the process was quite simple. I interned on the Hill, so the Hill's always looking for interns. So I applied to 10 different offices and got responses for 8 out of the 10. And I think my advisor, and you also will have a peer advisor through the program, were super useful in helping me choose which internship I wanted to accept. They met with me and they helped me go over my options. And in your mentored field practicum class that I talked about earlier, that also really helped because they help you like go over interview protocol and they help you with their resumes and cover letters, and they make them good enough so that you can apply and go through it.
So here are some examples of places where Washington mentorship students have interned. This is just a small sample. We actually have connections to over 3,000 internship sites. There is a good mix of internships relevant to common interests, including politics, arts and humanities, business, nonprofit, education, and so on. Our alumni can share what they enjoyed about their internship. Can you start us off, Zachary?
Yes, so I spent the fall interning at a nonprofit children's organization called the Youth Leadership Foundation. I worked there as a communications and marketing intern, and I enjoyed working there so much that I continued to work there this semester. Working there was a great experience as it allowed me to develop numerous professional skills. I experienced networking and just gained valuable work experience overall.
I interned at Sibley Memorial Hospital, which is right down the road from American University, and I thought the internship was very interesting because I got to see what it happens behind the hospital, like behind scenes and everything, and what actually makes a hospital run. And my favorite part about going to choosing this internship was I got to go into the surgery room for 7 surgeries, and I saw hernia repairs and a gallbladder removal, and I did not expect that, so I was very excited to do that.
So for my internship, like I mentioned earlier, I interned on Capitol Hill with Senator Peters of Michigan. I'm not actually from Michigan, but this was an office I was really excited about, so I was really excited to accept it. And it was honestly such an amazing experience for me. I got to learn so much about Capitol Hill and the building itself. Politics is something that I was really interested in first semester and still am, so learning about what I could possibly do as a future profession was really interesting to learn. I interned during the whole Kavanaugh case, so it was really cool to see both sides of the argument, and watch the votes and everything that came along with it. It was a really good experience for me, and actually one of my favorite memories was running into Bernie Sanders while getting coffee in the Senate cafeteria, and I had a completely casual conversation with him, and it was hands down the coolest thing I've ever done.
The Mentor Field Practicum Seminar is the classroom component of your internship. An AU professor will guide your internship. At the beginning of the internship, students will fill out the experiential learning form, which lays out your job responsibilities. The responsibilities are determined through conversation with the student, internship supervisor, and internship professor. The class is graded. Students complete reflection journals, informational interviews, class presentations, and an end of semester reflective paper. So to our alumni, what was your experience like in this class?
I loved taking the Mentor Field Practicum class because I had a great professor, and I thought the material and skills that I learned in this class were applicable to future work opportunities.
I agree with Zach. I liked my professor also, and I learned about how to act or what to expect in a workplace, and figure out what the professional world of an employer is like.
Yeah, I agree with Zach and Carson Lee. I really enjoyed the Mentored Field Practicum class. And like I said earlier, it was kind of like a homeroom class that met once a week, where you could just talk about what was going on, like in general, or like you could talk about like what everyone was like going through that week and homework. And we got to work on like real life skills that we would need in the future. And like I said earlier, we had resume workshops and we did mock interviews, which was super useful in the beginning. And we also talked about law school, med school, grad school, and it really helped me plan what I wanted to do in the future, and taught me really useful skills.
So now to talk about mentorship in England. As a mentorship in England student, you'll take classes at Bath Spa University in Bath, England. The program is also cohort-based and considered a live and learning community, which means students take classes together and live together. Students are under the guidance of an AU professor and advisor. Students take 16.5 credits over 12 weeks. You'll take 4 AU taught courses and 2 BSU taught courses. The courses are Intercultural Understanding, Introduction to College Inquiry, College Writing, which is taken online, and the American University Experience course. Classes start mid-September and end in mid-December. The credits will follow you to the spring semester and your degree program at AU. Additionally, students will take the Economics and Globalization BSU course, which will transfer to AU as Economics 100. You will take one other BSU course, which will count towards an AU elective. The options are Digital Citizenship, Europe and the World, Global Development, Global Religions, and Heritage and Public History. Mentorship in England students live on campus in suites with a communal kitchen. You'll receive 1 meal per day in the campus cafeteria. You can also purchase additional meals and buy groceries. Lastly, you can participate in BSU campus activities. As a mentorship student, you will live on campus in Leonard Hall. You will also have access to AU resources, student clubs, the fitness center, attend events on campus that include guest speakers, and so on. So I'll let our alumni speak to their experience living on campus.
So I currently still live at Leonard Hall, but now that I'm not part of the mentorship program this semester, it allowed me to become more involved in extracurricular activities on campus. For example, I am part of a professional community service fraternity called Alpha Phi Omega, and I'm also part of other ethnic clubs on campus.
I still live in Leonard Hall also, and it's just a regular dorm like the other freshmen live in, and it has a lot of storage, which is really nice. For I am also a part of the service fraternity that Zach's in, Alpha Phi Omega, and it's a great fraternity, and there's a lot of sorority and fraternities here, and also a lot of other clubs that we got involved into, and there's always events happening every week or every day, basically, and there's also, for the Residence Hall Leonard, they have events pretty much every other week, which is really nice.
So I also live in Leonard Hall this semester as well, and living in Leonard Hall is just like living in any other hall as a freshman, and I personally like living with the people on my program. You make some really good connections and meet some of your best friends. Since Leonard is smaller than the rest of the freshman dorms, you do get to like know everyone on your floor and even kids on like other floors, and it's like honestly one big family, and I love it. Right now this semester I joined a professional fraternity as well, Phi Alpha Delta, which is the pre-law fraternity on campus, and it's my first semester. It's my first semester in this, but also like first semester when I was still in the program, there's a lot of events that go on campus and like in your residence hall that's put on by RHA, which is the Resident Hall Association, and it was always a good bonding time for us, and it was a fun time.
So keeping in mind, you're not only choosing the mentorship program, but you're also choosing American University for 4 years. So why choose AU? There are some compelling facts on this slide here, but our alumni also have some great insight. So can you guys share why you chose AU?
So I had a very interesting and unique college process. I applied to 32 schools, and AU was the last school I applied to. And what made me choose to come to AU was getting into the mentorship program, because I thought joining this program would be a great opportunity to obtain both an internship while taking a full academic course load, which is a rare opportunity for freshmen. I also thought it would be beneficial for me in the long run, as it would enable me to develop a variety of skills and experience that I could use in the future. And also being part of this program taught me how to properly write cover letters and resumes, which is great for when I apply for future internships or jobs, whether that be during the school year or over the summer.
I chose American University because it's in DC, and also because of the internship, because I could get that internship under my belt as a freshman, which is really good. And like Zach said, it's very rare for freshmen to have internships their fall semester of this freshman year, and it builds your resume, and it gets you experience, which you would want to have for when you apply to more internships your junior and senior year also.
Yeah, so I also chose AU because of the mentorship program. I really like the fact that I got to intern my first semester being a freshman, because not many people get that opportunity, and it's truly something that I'm so glad I got to do. It was also an amazing resume builder, and I made so many connections to people in the field I was interested in. And it also doesn't hurt that you get priority in registration, so you get to choose classes before the rest of the freshmen, which helps you get the classes that you actually want, which is really nice. And like Carson Lee said, I also really like the location of AU. Being in the capital of the United States is pretty awesome, and especially for my field, doing politics, being in DC was something I was super excited for. And I personally did not want to go to a really big state school, and I felt that AU was a good choice for me because it wasn't too small, but it wasn't too big where I felt like I was lost either.
After completing the mentorship program in the fall semester, students move into their degree program in the spring. If you decide to declare a major based on your experience in the mentorship program, we're happy to help with that process. We can also help you change majors as well. Additionally, in November, mentorship staff will help you register for spring classes.
So, being part of the Washington Mentorship Program is a unique opportunity that many other universities can't offer. My advice to you is to take advantage of this rare opportunity while you can. Keep it in mind that you must deposit before May 1st. I recommend coming to the AU Eagle Day, which is on Friday, April 12th. And thoroughly consider this opportunity as spots fill up quickly.
So guys, we'll pause for a moment to take some of your questions. If we don't get to your question tonight, please give us a call at 202-895-4936 or by email, mentorship@american.edu. And also check us out on our Instagram and Facebook pages. Bear with us for 1 second while we take a look at some of your questions. So we have a question about internships and how would one go about finding an internship. So to start, we do encourage students to look over the internship database once they do commit to AU. And reason being is that they'll be able to research the organizations on their own before joining classes in the fall semester. And on the first day of classes, we will have that internship fair. And that's when students can present their cover letters and resumes to organizations that they're interested in. Hi, I wanted to make a correction on the last slide we had up. New Eagle Day is actually April 12th. My apologies for the typo. New Eagle Day is April 12th. So when students commit to AU, they will attend orientation in the summer. Our move-in date for Mentorship DC students is August 20th. And throughout the week of August 20th, we will host orientation events. And the following week, classes start August 26th. So when you're thinking about committing to AU and the mentorship program, you will have the opportunity to select either Mentorship DC or Mentorship in England. You will have to deposit $600 to reserve your spot in either program. And if you're interested in the England program, you would have to provide an additional deposit, which is $1,500. And that deposit secures your housing in Bath, England. So we have a question about students living on campus and is it required? So students who are admitted to AU for the spring semester do not have to actually live on campus here. It is an option. We do encourage students to live on campus just so that they can be familiar with our campus and take advantage of the various events and activities that do take place here at our campus. But it is not required for mentorship students reside on campus. So we have a question about orientation for mentorship in England students. Students will attend a pre-departure orientation here at AU, and the pre-departure orientation is September 17th. Students will actually depart AU September 18th and arrive at Bath Spa University September 19th. When students arrive there, they will then attend Bath Spa University's orientation, which lasts for 2 days. And those days are September 20th through September 21st. When students consider which program to attend, Mentorship DC or Mentorship in England, they will have the option to choose either. Once we receive the initial deposit of $600, students will then receive an email that actually has the student choose Mentorship DC or Mentorship in England. If they choose Mentorship in England, they would then submit the additional $1,500 deposit. So mentorship students do have the same access to students who are admitted to the fall. So our students can take advantage of the clubs here. Students can take advantage of attending an event with a guest speaker. The only difference is that mentorship students are not able to pursue varsity sports at AU. They certainly can take up clubs that are run by students here. So there's really not a difference between fall and spring admits pertaining to activities here at AU. So we have some questions about transferring credits. So all of the credits that students earn in the program will transfer over to the spring semester. In fact, those credits will follow the student throughout their time here at AU. So students do not have to make up another semester here at AU. As long as they are going through the mentorship program, they will graduate on time. They will graduate with the class of 2023. So we have a question about financial aid and scholarships. Unfortunately, the mentorship program is a non-degree program, so financial aid would not be applicable to students in the program. However, students can apply for financial aid and it would kick in after they matriculate to the spring term. But again, unfortunately, financial aid is not available to students in the mentorship program because it is a non-degree program. The mentorship program is an option for spring admits. Students are not required to attend the mentorship program. Students are more than welcome to start AU in the spring term. If students do want to go to another university to take some classes, students are welcome to. However, you would want to find out if those credits would transfer to American University. We have some questions about housing. Our students live in Leonard Hall on campus. Now, there are other students that reside in Leonard Hall, not just mentorship students. So, students will have the opportunity to meet and mingle with other AU freshmen or simply other students who are in different programs that live in Leonard Hall. So, students are not separate, if you will, from other AU students. They're certainly immersed with students here on campus, and there are activities for students to do, and those activities are offered through the Office of Residential Living. Of course, we're not able to force students to participate in activities, but it's certainly an option for students to engage with their peers. So we have a question about mentorship in England. So the program is a smaller program. It is, of course, a cohort-based program. We keep this program small because we really want our students to take advantage of studying abroad. And if we had the normal amount of mentorship students at that, it would kind of take away from that. So the cohort for England is about 20 to 25 students, whereas mentorship in DC, we're anywhere from 150 to 160 students in mentorship DC program. So we have more questions about the internships. When students are applying for an internship, they will hear back within at least a couple of weeks from the internship fair. Students applying, we do encourage them to apply to more than one internship just in case. About 90% of our students will land an internship within just days from the internship fair. So the internship fair is really a good way for students to network with organizations that they're interested in and become familiar with the process, applying for jobs and being able to put yourself out there to connect with people and organizations that will recruit our students to work with them. So when students matriculate to the spring semester, they do have the option to stay at Leonard Hall or move to a different residence hall. However, most of our students do stay in Leonard Hall for both the fall and spring terms. It's easier for students to stay where they are. That way, they don't have to literally move their belongings to another residence hall. So it is common for our students to stay at Leonard Hall both fall and spring terms. Some more questions about the internships. Some of the internships that our students receive are for pay, while other internships are not for pay. Of course, our students would rather be paid, but unfortunately, internships that are for pay are not as common. But we have certainly run into students where they've lucked out and received a paying internship. I have some questions about Bath-Spa University and how those courses will transfer to AU. All of the 16.5 credits taken at BSU will be transferred to American University. The credits will follow students throughout their time here at AU, and they will certainly take care of graduation requirements. So, if students are interested in connecting with alumni of the mentorship program, we are happy to connect you with our alumni. If you reach out to us by email, which is mentorship@american.edu, we'll be happy to facilitate a conversation. It's certainly helpful to get a former student's perspective on the program. So, great question. So we have some questions about managing a full course load and your internship site. It's certainly doable, although it is a heavy academic load. Students can earn up to 17.5 credits. It's certainly doable. We created the Mentor Field Practicum course so that students can have time to connect with their professor and speak with them about things that are going on at their internship site. And we have the classes separate from internship days. And that allows students to really get those hands-on experiences that they need throughout their time at their internship and for future purposes when they are looking for jobs outside of AU and once they've graduated. So we have time for one or two more questions, and I do want to take this question about internship sites. I'm happy to send a list of all of the internship sites our students in the past have received. If you reach out to me by email, I'm happy to do that. Mentorship@american.edu. So we have a question about the courses in the mentorship program. So the two courses that are specific to the program and was created by the program is the Mentor Field Practicum course and Intercultural Understanding. Those two courses will be taking with fellow mentorship students, whereas your other courses will be taken with other AU students. And we do try to keep the class sizes relatively small, anywhere from 20 to 25 students in those very specific mentorship courses, such as the Mentor Field Practicum course and Intercultural Understanding. Okay, guys, thank you for all of your questions today, and we certainly thank you for attending our webinar this evening. We hope we have answered most of your questions. If you did not get an answer for your question tonight, please reach out to us by email. We're happy to assist you with your questions and concerns. Mentorship@american.edu. I hope you have a good rest of your evening. Have a great night. Take care.